Have you ever found yourself suddenly snapping at your child because they asked you one more question? Or feeling irritated because someone spilled a drink? Or maybe your partner asked you what's for dinner and suddenly you wanted everyone to stop talking. But then almost immediately you felt guilty and thought, what is wrong with me? I usually don't think that's the right question. I think there is a better question. What was my nervous system been carrying that was finally became too much? Hi, I'm Katherine O'Brien. I'm a licensed marriage and family therapist in Sacramento, California. And for more than 20 years, I've worked with parents and couples. And every summer I hear some version of the same thing. I don't even recognize myself lately. But the good news is that doesn't necessarily mean you're becoming an impatient parent. It just may mean that your nervous system has been overloaded for much longer than you even realized. Now, today I want to help you understand why this might be happening and why it makes so much sense and what you can actually do when you're reaching that breaking point. So most parents expect summer to feel easier. School's out, homework is over, the schedule is lighter, there are vacations and pool days and family barbecues and much longer evenings. So why do so many parents tell me that they're more exhausted, more reactive, and even less patient than before? It's because while summer often looks more relaxed on the calendar, your nervous system experiences something very different. There's more noise, there's more interruptions, there are more decisions to make, more people in the house, there's less routine, less personal space, more planning, more transitions, more unpredictability. And your brain doesn't recognize those as it's summer. It simply experiences more input. So one of the concepts I often teach parents comes from psychiatrist Dr. Dan Siegel's idea of the window of tolerance. Now think of it as a range where your nervous system can handle life's normal stresses while staying emotionally regulated. Now, when we're well rested, we're supported and recovering regularly, our window tends to be wider. And we can handle the interruptions and we can adapt to changes. We recover more quickly when things go not necessarily as planned. But when we've been carrying stress without enough opportunities to recover, the window narrows. And suddenly the things that normally wouldn't bother us become enormous. And it's not because you're suddenly a bad parent. It's because your nervous system has less capacity than it did maybe a week ago. So this is one of the biggest ideas I want you to remember today. Your nervous system doesn't know it's summer. It doesn't know your kids are excited. It doesn't know everyone's supposed to be relaxing. And it doesn't know this is a vacation that you've been planning for months. It only knows what it's experiencing. It's experiencing more stimulation, demands, and less recovery. So think about it like you do your phone battery. When it's fully charged, you hardly notice notifications. But when it's down to 5%, every vibration feels annoying. You stop opening tabs, maybe you're desperately looking for the charger. Your nervous system works kind of the same way. When you've had enough sleep, enough quiet, enough support, enough moments to recover, your capacity grows. And when you haven't, even ordinary moments can feel overwhelming. So the problem usually isn't your child asking you another question. The problem is your nervous system has been running on empty. And your nervous system isn't trying to make you a worse parent. It's just trying to get your attention. So let me tell you about a parent I'll call Sarah. One afternoon, her young son accidentally knocked a glass of juice and she immediately yelled at him. He froze and she cleaned it up in silence. And 5 minutes later, she was sitting in the kitchen crying and she kept saying, "It's just juice. Why do I react like that?" But was it really about the juice, or had her nervous system been already carrying 3 weeks of planning, working while the kids were home, constant interruptions, meals, laundry, questions, sibling conflict, interrupted sleep, never finishing a thought, and just very little time to herself? And that juice isn't the whole story. It was just simply the last drop. So one of the things I often tell clients is the trigger is rarely the whole story. And when we only focus on what the trigger is, we miss what our nervous system has been trying to tell us all along. So let's challenge a few common beliefs. Myth number 1, I'm just becoming an impatient parent. No, the truth is you have an overloaded nervous system. Myth number 2, I just need to try harder. The truth is trying harder without recovery usually just creates more overwhelm and not necessarily more patience. Myth number 3, good parents shouldn't need breaks. No, the truth is emotionally healthy parents recognize when they need to recharge so they can reconnect to the people that they love. So one of the best things you can do is to become curious about your own nervous system and how does it actually let you know you're reaching your limit. For some people, they become irritable. Others might feel rushed. Some notice their jaw start to tighten, and others become unusually quiet. Or suddenly every sound just feels too loud. So maybe you hear yourself saying, can everyone just stop talking for one moment? Those aren't signs that you're failing in the parenting department. They're actually just information. Your nervous system is asking for support before it actually reaches overload. And the earlier you're able to recognize those signals, the more choices you're going to have. So here's something I wish every parent understood, is that recovery isn't something you earn after everything is finished. Recovery is what allows your nervous system to be functioning well. So we often think, I'll just rest when the laundry's done, or I'll rest during vacation, I'll rest after school starts. But when recovery never comes, your nervous system never gets the chance to recharge. And here's what's unique about summertime. During much of the year, life naturally includes periodic stress, followed by recovery. Stress, recovery, stress, recovery. Summer often becomes stress, 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 and very little recovery. So eventually your nervous system says, I can't keep doing this. Recovery doesn't have to be big. Just 5 quiet minutes outside, drinking your coffee without multitasking, a short walk, listening to music, 3 slow breaths before walking back into a noisy house, or switching with your partner for 20 minutes. Those moments may seem really small, but remember what we've been talking about throughout this series is that connection grows through small moments, and so does regulation. So let's talk about what happens afterwards, because every parent has moments they're not proud of. Maybe you raised your voice, and you answered more sharply than you intended, you lost your patience. So now the guilt arrives, and this is where I want to offer you hope. Is research on secure attachment consistently shows healthy parent-childhood relationships are not built because parents never make mistakes. They're built because parents repair. And repair sounds like, I'm sorry I yelled. I was feeling overwhelmed and that wasn't your fault. Can we try that conversation again? Children don't need parents who never struggle. They need parents who model responsibility, humility, reconnection. Repair teaches children that relationships can recover after difficult moments. And that may be one of the greatest gifts we can give them. So one thing parenting has taught me is that every season asks something different of us. So when my children were younger, summer felt physically demanding. There were camps, activities, constant logistics between my husband and I. And now that they're teenagers, the demands have changed. They're much more independent. But one thing hasn't changed. If I stop paying attention to my own nervous system, it becomes much harder to be the parent and the person I want to be. So taking care of yourself isn't selfish. It's one of the ways you care for your family, because when you're more regulated, you're more patient, you're more present, you're more connected, and much more able to enjoy the moments you want to remember. So if there's one thing I hope you remember today, it's your nervous system isn't working against you. It's working for you. It's trying to tell you something. So the next time you notice yourself becoming irritable, instead of asking, what's wrong with me? Try asking, what has my nervous system been carrying? That one question moves from criticism to curiosity, and curiosity creates connection. So before you go, I'd love to leave you with one conversation to have this week. Ask yourself or ask your partner, how does your nervous system let you know it needs a break? Do you become quiet, irritable, overwhelmed by noise, withdrawn? And the sooner we recognize our signals, the sooner we can care for ourselves before we reach our breaking point. So if today's conversation resonated with you, I'd love for you to subscribe. Every week, we explore the psychology behind parenting, relationships, and family life so you can better understand what's happening beneath the surface and stay connected through life's transitions. And remember, stay curious with yourself and with the people you love, because curiosity creates connection, and connection grows through small moments. I'll see you next week.